Biden urged to pick black VP, not Klobuchar, as Minneapolis killing stokes racial tensions. Former Democratic 2020 U.S. presidential candidate Amy Klobuchar endorses former U.S. Vice President Joe Biden's campaign for U.S. President during a campaign event in Dallas, Texas, U.S. Former Vice President Joe Biden is facing fresh calls to choose a black woman as his running mate amid rising racial tensions after this week's videotaped death of an unarmed black man as a white Minneapolis police officer knelt on his neck. Biden, the presumptive Democratic nominee to take on President Donald Trump in the November 3rd election, has promised to pick a woman. Several black candidates are on the short list. Klobuchar, a white moderate like Biden, previously served as the top prosecutor for the Minnesota county that includes Minneapolis, where Floyd died on Monday after a white officer knelt on his neck for several minutes as Floyd, who was also handcuffed, gasped that he could not breathe. Some black advocates said on Friday that Klobuchar's record on police misconduct was disqualifying. Amy Klobuchar is an absolute no-go, said Keith Williams, chairman of the Democratic Party Black Caucus in Michigan, a battleground state Biden hopes to win back after Trump's 2016 victory there. A black woman would give him an instant boost. May 30th, a key ally of Joe Biden says Senator Amy Klobuchar seems a less likely choice to become his running mate following this week's death of a black man, George Floyd, while in police custody in Minneapolis. Klobuchar was a prosecutor years ago in the county that includes Minneapolis. During that period, more than 24 people, mostly minorities, died during encounters with police. Following customary practice at the time, she sent the cases to grand juries, which brought no criminal charges against any of the officers involved. On MSNBC, Biden said the tensions in Minnesota following the death of George Floyd have nothing to do with my running mate. Representative James Clyburn, D-S.C, told reporters on Friday that while he believes Klobuchar is absolutely qualified to be vice president, this is very tough timing for her.
Klobuchar drops out of the vice president race to make room for a woman of color. On Thursday, Senator Amy Klobuchar removed herself as a contender to be Joe Biden's running mate. The senator encouraged presidential hopeful to select a woman of color, given the national discussion on racial injustice and police brutality. I actually told the vice president last night when I called him that I think that this is a moment for him to pick a woman of color on that ticket. Amy Klobuchar. Biden responded to the Minnesota senator shortly after she spoke to MSNBC. Amy, from the moment you announced you were running for president in a snowstorm, it wasn't hard to see that you had the grit and determination to do whatever. To do anything you set your mind to with the help. The decision is said to have been independently, zero pressure from the Biden campaign.